Thank you for coming on my show, Timmy. I appreciate it. First of all, let's get started. I'm a big Star Wars fan, so let's talk about your role on Star Wars. Amazing scene. Um, let's talk about it. How did you get that role? And of course, in a big movie film. And how old were you?
Well, it all started when I was four, actually. My mum signed me up for an audition for a role, and I got through most of the rounds, but on the final round, I didn't get the part. But they said you were so good that we'll keep you in our database. So a couple of years later, they call us back and they're like, "Oh, we have an audition for you. Do you want to try out?" So I went and I got the part, and then they called us, and then they said that the role was Star Wars, and we were just like, wow, you're honestly mind blown. Didn't expect it at all, but we were all so excited because I always was a massive Star Wars fan as
Mm-hmm.
well.
Mm-hmm.
I know every character, every film, anything. Um, and yeah, I think I was 7 or 8 years old when I got the part. Yeah, I think I was 8 years old.
Well, amazing, congratulations. But you got to work with John, who was Finn, and you got to talk, he was right there at your scene.
Yeah.
Did you get to talk to him? Um, I have to ask him, so did you meet all the cast members and how was it? Like,
Yeah, it was amazing. I spoke with John a lot actually behind the scenes. He kind of just talked me through the whole process because I was a bit nervous, obviously. I was really young and there was so many people around, so many cameras, and I was a bit scared. But John kind of took me under his wing and he was like, look, it's fine, you're going to be okay. Just do your best. And he spoke to me a lot. We even before we shot that scene, we walked around site for a bit, and he just kind of spoke to me to calm me down. And that was really nice of him, honestly. He's such a lovely guy. And yeah, I got to meet the rest of the cast. I met Kelly Melly Tran. She was also really nice. And Ryan Johnson, the director, honestly, he was amazing. Probably one of the best directors I've ever worked under. He explained everything well, what he wanted me to do, and he just made me feel comfortable on set, which I really appreciated at the time.
that's really amazing that you felt really comfortable on set. Did you also meet Miss Ray, Miss Daisy Ridley?
Yes, I did. She was just sitting outside her trailer, and then I came up to her and we got a photo, so that was also really nice.
That's so awesome that you got to meet Daisy, um, and character Ray. And did you get teeth? I have to ask, did you keep that ring? Do you still have it?
No, they didn't let me keep any of the props. I wanted to keep the broom as well, but they were like, no.
So far, what is your favorite part of being in a Star Wars movie so far?
My favorite part of being in a Star Wars, what do you mean, sorry?
What was your favorite scene? I know it's just as what was your favorite scene or what was your favorite moment at that time?
I think definitely the very final scene with the broom and looking at the sky because the film ended on me and it was just amazing. We didn't know that would be the end scene actually, but when we went to the cinema to watch it in the premiere, um, we saw me come up on screen and then it ended and then the letters came and we were like, wow, no way the film ended on me. And just filming that scene was really nice as well. Actually, I had a few problems while we were filming because I didn't know how to use a broom at the time. I didn't know how to sweep. So I had to take a few minutes to, get in the zone a bit. And yeah, I was taught how to sweep and then it worked out
Wow.
well in the end.
I'm sorry. Now this is topic kind of funny, but what did you mean you didn't know how to sweep? I'm sorry.
I didn't know how to use a broom. I was young. I've never held a broom before, so I just didn't know what to do.
Well, I don't blame you. I wouldn't either. I'd be like, "What's this for?" Right?
Yeah.
But I've seen the Star Wars movie, and it's a powerful ending, amazing ending. So congratulations. I'm a big Star Wars fan. Um, Out of all the Star Wars movies out there right now, Which one is your favorite Star Wars movie? I know that may be hard to choose, but
It
which
is
one?
very hard. It is very hard, but I think it's always been my favorite. Has to be Attack of the Clones Episode 2. Honestly, amazing film. The big fight scene in the arena, that was my favorite. I think that's probably my favorite Star Wars scene of all time, just seeing all these Jedi and everything. Just honestly amazing.
That's also my favorite as well. So, um, also you went to the a Young Artist Awards. Congratulations. And how was
Thank you.
that?
That was amazing. It was so good to be around so many talented young actors and actresses. It was so good to meet everyone, have a chance to speak to, many different people, directors, presenters, and it was just a good opportunity to, make yourself known and to open connections and just introduce yourself further into the acting world, I guess you could say. But yeah, I met so many amazing people, and overall, it was an amazing experience to win as well. Honestly, absolutely amazing.
You probably were in a shock that your name was called.
Oh, yeah, I was so shocked. I didn't expect to win, to be honest, but when they called my name out, I felt so relieved. I just went, deep breath.
Yeah, congratulations. And you got to meet Caden Kardasky and Grace, other actors on set as well. Um, if you could be in any back to Star Wars again, if you could be any Star Wars film, except the one that you're in, which Star Wars film would you like to be in?
Let me have a think. It would be interesting to take part in the older films because I feel
Mhm,
like how how backgrounds and how things are made nowadays is completely different to how it was back in the day. So I think it would be interesting to see the contrast between, modern filming and then, older filming.
mhm.
So I think I just want to live that experience and be in like episode 4, 5, 6, one of them probably.
I totally agree with you. It's interesting to see the old times and the new times. I gotta ask, where was the film that you were in filmed at?
It was filmed at Pinewood Studios. It's a big studio in actually it's just outside of London. And they have many different, hangars for different sets and like different locations. It was there.
I thought it would be in Los Angeles. So in 2018, you were in Killy Evie, and then of course, and then and then excuse me, 2022, you were in a little Smallpox. Let's talk about the Smallpox in 2020. What was your role in that film?
Do you mean Small Axe?
Oh, Smart Axe. I'm sorry, Small Axe. Yes, I'm
That's fine.
sorry, my English is.
It's okay. I didn't have that big of a role in Small Axe. I was just a school kid that was reading out a book, but I think my scene got cut from there actually. Yeah, I think it did, but a small part of it was on. So yeah.
That's good. Let's talk about auditions. Because I know a lot of people are wondering, being in this industry is really, really tough, and I'm pretty sure you agree. And a lot of people think that getting into the industry is just easy. You get in, you get the role, you think you can get the role, and then you're on scene, right? But as yourself is experiencing is, getting auditions and doing auditions, what can you give your story or your advice to upcoming young artists in in England or in the United States or anywhere in the world that is want to be in an industry, but what can you tell them to realize this is a tough industry?
Hmm. Yeah, the first thing I would say is it's not easy. Don't go in and instantly expect to get a role in a huge film. Um, which is kind of what happened to me, but I just got lucky. But honestly, the process of auditioning for a film or a series or anything is really tough because you've got so many rounds to get through. You've got many opponents that you have to be better than. But that's not the only thing it depends on, really. You also have to understand that um, the director may be looking for a very specific type of look or height or anything. Honestly, there just have to be measures that you have to fit the role. Um, but even if you're really talented and you performed really well in your audition, don't expect to get the role because they will be looking for something specific. But the main advice I'd say is never give up, honestly, and just believe, keep believing in yourself, do as many auditions as you can, put yourself forward. Um, and yeah,
Well, that's true. You said the key points is believe in yourself, keep pushing yourself forward, and put your whole heart into it. And it's a sacrifice to, you know, to be in the industry. It's a um, tough thing to do because you have the auditions and then keep auditioning, and then you like you said you may not get the role, but also like like you were lucky, but also one point I would point out is the word of mouth spreads. They would say, for example, somebody, we're gonna say Ben auditioned for this role, and you may not got it, but that director may contact another person and say, hey, I know somebody named Ben. Reach out to him.
yeah.
He may be a good fit for that role, and you never know, you may get that role. So that's a good point. Keep that going. Um, my next question for you, I don't know if you're in school, but how do you handle going to school and doing auditions and acting? I must be, kind of chaotic. So how do you maintain your life?
There is a lot. It does take effort to balance out schoolwork, homework, and acting. Um, but I mean, if I get an audition, I will put time towards it. I'll learn the script. I'll improvise. Try to, learn everything to the very smallest detail, which could help me get the role. Um, but yeah, you just have to find a way to balance it, honestly.
Mhm. Um, what is the most challenging aspect as being an actor so far?
The most challenging aspect, I think, um, is probably the waiting time to get a role because you're not always going to have auditions. You have to
Mhm.
accept that. You're not always going to have things to do. So a big part of acting is honestly having to wait. You're not going to have roles flying your way all the time. So you just have to accept it and just keep going and get as many auditions as you can. Put yourself forward.
That's true. I've been hearing that a lot because the waiting time. And the follow-up question is, how do you get your mind off? How do you get your mind off of that? Like, I know you'd be sitting there or thinking about it all day. Okay, I auditioned for this last week. Why am I not hearing anything? Now it's been 2 weeks. Now it's been 3 weeks, and it's the nervous and anxiety. So how do you forget about the waiting time?
You just have to get your mind off things, find something entertaining that you enjoy to do. For example, just, I don't know, um, even playing sport or something like that. Honestly, just find an activity to do.
Mhm.
I play a lot of sport. I play football. So that helps me kind of kill time and get my mind off things.
That's true. I have to ask you because in America, American football is, the American, they throw the football in
Yeah.
the air. So you play soccer. And how long have you been playing soccer and what position do you play for soccer?
I've been playing it all my life pretty much. I started playing when I was 2. Um, I've been watching it all my life. I know almost anything there is really. And I play centre midfield.
Hmm. And kind of funny question, kind of not, when you say football in the United States, has anybody ever talked to you and said, "Oh, you play American football?" And then you're like, "No, I play soccer." Has that ever happened to you?
Um, yeah, it has. But I mean, it's just different in the US. So
Yeah. When I first heard it, I was like, "Oh, that's so cool." And then I realized, "Oh, sorry." So I'm like soccer,
yeah,
like it really is cool for me to hear that because I'm from Japan, and I mean we call it soccer, but like we here other countries call it differently, and I think it's really awesome to hear it because it's like, oh, really cool, and different cultures and all that, how they say it and the names of it, different names of the sports and all that stuff. So that's really awesome. Um, a little bit more about you is so you play football, I mean soccer, but um, do you play any other sports? Do you have any talents? What else do you do?
Yeah, I play quite a few other sports. In school, we play rugby, cricket. I don't know if you've heard of cricket. And we also play field hockey. I really enjoy playing all sports because in general, I'm quite a sporty person. You know, I like staying fit. Um, and yeah, I really enjoy sports.
And if you mind me asking, what is cricket? I've never heard of it, so I'm sorry.
Oh, well, cricket is, how do I explain it? I mean, basically, the aim of the game is you have a bowler who throws the ball, and the person with the bat is called a batter, and then the person with the bat kind of has to just hit the ball as far as they can. It's like baseball,
Mhm.
but some of the rules are a bit different.
That's really fun. Because I was thinking that you get on the horse and I'm saying it wrong, but you hit it with the stick, and you try to put it through
Yeah.
the hole. Um, I don't know what sport that is called. I thought you knew.
Golf?
I don't know what it is. They're on a horse and um, they're hitting the ball with the long stick.
Um, are you thinking of polo?
Maybe, maybe. I'm sorry. I've seen it
I
on
think it might be
TV.
polo.
Okay, I've seen it on TV. So, I'm sorry. Like I said, I've seen it. Where do you see well, correction, what is your short-term goal and what is your long-term goal in the acting industry?
Well, my long-term goal, I'll start with that, I think, is just to, get as many roles as I can. I really want to um, experience as many film sets as I can, just to meet a lot of new people, make connections. That's probably one of my favorite parts about acting. And a short-term goal, probably get a new role. Yeah.
That's true. Since you talk about new roles, do you have any upcoming roles?
I do, yes. But I'm not really allowed to say
I
much
understand.
about
No,
it.
I
Yeah.
totally understand. Next time. I was trying to get
Next
it
time.
out of you. I was trying. It doesn't work every time when I have other guests. They say they have all these upcoming roles and they can't say it. It's a
Yeah.
bummer. Anyway, so um, how do you approach as yourself? How do you approach getting into character?
Well, I think what I would do is look at other previous similar characters that they've been and kind of just, watch a few clips, see how they act, and then kind of just try feel myself into the shoes of that person, think about how would I feel in this moment or what would I do in this moment, and then just kind of live the role, I guess.
That's good. That's good. And what was the most challenging role you ever taken?
The most challenging role. I think probably killing Eve, because I had to do a Russian accent. Some people find accents or, doing accents quite difficult, and so did I at first. But yeah, I just had to practice a lot, to get it right on point. Um, so yeah, I'd say probably that.
Okay. And what have you noticed the difference between the UK acting industry compared to the United States acting industry?
I mean, I don't know much about the US acting industry really. But yeah, I couldn't really give you a comparison or any points.
No, it's okay. I want to talk about acting a little more. Is that you, like I said, on Star Wars set, do you get to meet those actors again, or no? Have you not met them again?
I haven't met them again, no.
Oh, bummer.
Yeah.
Hopefully you will. Hopefully.
Yeah,
Um,
hopefully on the next set.
yes. I gotta ask before I'm doing the next question, how long did it take for you to do the scene? How many takes?
Oh, I don't know. There was quite a few. There was quite a few.
More than 10?
Um, I can't really remember, but I don't think so. I don't think more than 10, maybe like five.
Right. Maybe 4 or 5. I like it how you open the cages and let all the animals out.
Yeah, that was a good scene.
Yeah, it was a good scene. It was a good scene. Um, as going to LA, the Young Artist Awards, was that your first time going?
It's the Young Artist Awards or to
Yes.
LA.
To LA, was that your first time going to the Young Artist Awards?
Yeah, to the Young Artist Awards, it was my first time, but I'd been in LA before, but just for like a holiday.
Hmm. My next question for you is, what role, if any, deeply impacted you, or perhaps changed you in a permanent manner?
Sorry, what was that? My audio glitched
Oh,
a
it's
bit.
okay. I said, what role deeply affected you, or perhaps changed you in a permanent manner?
Um, I don't really know, honestly. I don't know.
Hmm. Well, has there ever been a role that impacted you?
No,
No.
honestly, no.
I was just the reason I ask you because some actors they have some roles that they change their ideas in the world. Like, sometimes their character has changed. Some people get a character that's really emotional or really powerful, and they leave the scene and then they go out home or do in the real world, and they're thinking, "Wow, I need to be different." So that's why I was asking if has that ever happened to you? Um, my next question for you is, what is your favorite genre?
Oh, film.
Yes.
Um, Quite basic, but probably action. I just like when there's, a lot of fighting, um, explosions, guns, whatever. Probably action.
So, what is your dream film role genre that you like to be in?
Mm, my dream film genre would be action. Um, But if there was a specific film that I had to go for, or a specific, area, it would probably be something to do with superheroes, like Marvel, Avengers, something like that. I feel like being on set of a Marvel film would be amazing, really interesting to see how they do all the effects and how that kind of stuff. So
And what's your
yeah.
favorite Marvel movie?
I haven't seen that many, to be honest. But I think probably Spider-Man Homecoming.
I love Spider-Man. It's a good movie. I
Yeah.
like Captain America, but that's not a Marvel movie. Sorry, but or is it? I think it is. But I love Spider-Man. It's amazing, but I don't see as much as I've never seen all the Spider-Mans. So,
Me
and I
neither.
also have not seen many Marvel movies. So don't feel bad, because I haven't seen all of it. I've seen Superman, a lot of Supermans, but not a lot of Marvel movies. For your as more about you is if you can correct me, you were born not in England, is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. I was born in Russia, but we lived there for a couple of years and then we moved to London.
And do you see yourself potentially moving to Los Angeles or New York to pursue your acting career?
We've thought about it and I think we do need to give it a bit more thought, but probably not at the moment.
Out of all the places in the United States, where would you like to be?
Like a dream place to live or
Yes.
I haven't been to the US that much. I've only been to New York and LA. Um, I liked both places. If I had to choose out of the two, I'd probably say New York.
Hmm. I love New York. Other than in the winter, it gets really, really cold and it snows a
Yeah.
lot. So I don't do well in cold weather. Do you have any funny, interesting stories behind the scene or on set?
Um, Well, I think the most interesting slash funny moment was with the broom on Star Wars. Uh, just seeing me fail with the broom, I guess, was quite funny. Um, yeah, probably that.
Were other people laughing as well?
A couple, but no.
Yeah. I would be nervous because I'd be being in your shoes. I wouldn't know how to move the broom. I remember when I was little, I was like, "Wait, how do you work this?" And they're
Yeah,
like, "You just move
exactly.
it." And as a move it, that's like I don't know how to move it. So I totally understand.
Yeah.
The broom, it's difficult. I just say
I'm a
leave.
professional now, though.
Right. Um, all you have all these upcoming roles, which you can talk. I wish you could talk about it, but you can't. Um, have you ever performed on theater?
Theatre, yes. I do. I take part in school plays every
Hmm.
year. At the end of every year, we do like a big play, and I love taking part in those. You know, performing in live theatre is really interesting because you can see the live reaction of audiences, and I just really enjoy that.
That's good. The reason I ask you is, do you prefer, do you prefer theater or on-screen acting?
I think I don't get me wrong, I really like theatre, but I think I prefer on-screen acting because I guess that you have a bit more freedom in making mistakes. You know, you can always retape something and make more takes. But I guess in live theatre there's more pressure on you because you have to get your role spot on and your line spot on. So I'd say on-screen acting.
And that's what I heard because when you're on theater, in front of a live audience, if you make a mistake, you continue with the scene, right?
Yeah, you
So
have to. You kind of just have to fill in the gap, improvise,
right.
do whatever you can just to get it back on track.
Right, and then on screen you can make a mistake and they
Yeah.
stop it and correct it. So that's why I was asking. Um, this is a very big topic for me is mental health.
Hmm.
W- and the reason I talk about this with every guest who comes on my show is that what is your advice, and this is your personal story as well. What is your advice that you can give to a lot of young actors and actresses, or anybody in England or United States or around the world who are not in the entertainment industry, who is going through mental health? What is your advice for them with your own personal story and your message?
I think just talk to people. You know, if you're feeling kind of, I don't know, if you're feeling down or anything, you just need to speak to someone, reach out, you know, talk about your problems, and that will really help um, sort it out, I think.
That's 100% true. Reaching out, talking to people, especially as actors, you have it's hard to maintain life if I'm saying that right. But you have auditions and if you're going to school or not, but you have acting role and for yourself, excuse me, how are you excuse me, how are you able to help maintain your mental health life?
Um, I think mainly sport, you know, I've
Hmm.
already spoken about it before, but I just can't emphasize enough how much sport has helped me to get my mind off things and to kind of give myself freedom because whenever I play football, my mind just instantly switches off from the outside world and I'm just focused on this game. And I want to do my best always in the game. And that really helps me, you know, forget some of the things that are going on in life.
That's true, and that is a really good idea. Play sports because it gets your mind off of it. You're on the field trying to win the game, score the goal, scream on top of your lungs until your voice goes out. Um,
Exactly.
have you have you ever lost your voice playing football?
I have, yeah. It was actually a couple of years ago. I still remember it to this moment. There was a cup final in which my team was playing, and we were so passionate about winning the game, and we really wanted to win, and we were just shouting the whole game, like, you know, come on, like let's win this, like. let's do this. And at the end of the game, I came off the pitch like, oh, I gave it my all. My voice was gone completely, but we won the game, so I'm not complaining.
Wow. So you couldn't speak.
I could still speak, but it was just my throat was really dry and hurt a lot. So
Yeah. It is kind of fun, kind of not, it's kind of funny and not fun that you lose your voice and everybody's like, "What'd you say? Speak louder." And it's like, I can't because my voice is gone.
yeah.
Soccer. I mean, when I say soccer, about football. What is your next big competition?
In like where I play.
Yes.
Well, the next competition that we're going to play in is like we have a local. Well, I'll explain. Basically, we have like an area of London in which teams can take part in like a cup. So it's called the London Cup.
Hmm.
Um, and yeah, we have a game quite soon actually in a couple of weeks. So yeah, the London Cup probably.
That sounds exciting. And what position do you play?
Centre midfield.
Okay. And I'm just curious, how do you maintain not getting so thirsty and not getting tired on the field? Because you're running and chasing the ball, everybody's running, and I'm just curious.
Um, well, I'd say just drink a lot of water before the game. Well, not like right before, but a couple of hours before. Because if you drink, I've noticed if you drink water right before a game, you can feel quite full and you don't want that. You'll feel more heavy. Um, Hydrate a lot a couple of hours before the game. And then during half time, drink a bit of water, just to get yourself back in.
Mhm.
And then at the end of the game, just do whatever you want. Drink as much water.
Drink as much water. Um, so how did your friends feel that you were in the Star Wars movie?
Well, my friends, they're all really excited. They were happy for me. Um, sometimes my friends just call me Brim Boy as a joke, just in daily life, like, oh, Brim Boy, come here. But yeah.
Did you tell them or did you have them figure out on their own?
I told them and I told them to watch it as well, just to see what I actually did in the film, and they all really enjoyed it.
That's good. Um, of course, I would just have them figure it out on their own. I was like, yeah, I was in the movie. Okay. Um, and, excuse me. Um, what do you do for fun other than like you do sports? Do you have any hidden talents or any hidden tricks that you do?
Um, I don't think so, honestly. I don't have many tricks or hidden talents, but another thing that I like doing in my free time, I guess, is play video games. That's another thing actually that can get your mind off things and just kind of help you relax. Just take your time with whatever
What
you
video
need.
games do you play?
I play a lot of FIFA. That's mainly what I play. It's a football game.
Right. I know
Everything's to do with
FIFA.
football.
FIFA. I love FIFA. Um, I actually play FIFA as well. I'm not good at it, but I play it, even though I lose every time I play. But it's okay. Uh,
Yeah.
it's, if you mind me asking, what team do you play with FIFA?
Well, my favorite team in the world is Chelsea. I've always been a Chelsea fan. I go to their games sometimes, and yeah, Chelsea is my favorite.
Okay. So a little bit interesting off the topic is, what is the fun thing to do for anybody who's going to England for the first time? What's your advice? What's so fun to do?
Fun to do in England. You put me on the spot. Uh, Honestly, I couldn't pick out a specific thing, but I mean, again, sport is a big thing here. I don't want to just keep talking about sport, but
No, it's
it's
okay.
really popular here in England.
Yeah.
There's so many different kinds of sport that you can play.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I heard you guys have this interesting cheese in England. Is it called halloumi?
Um, yeah,
Is it halloumi?
I think so. Yeah.
You think so? Okay. I've heard that. I don't know. I've
I
never
think so.
tried
Yeah.
it. Um, but I definitely want to visit England one day. Um, and eat the food there. So I'll definitely go there one day. Um, you know, I really appreciate you coming on my show. Um, and it means a lot. And I love interviewing a lot of actors who are in the entertainment industry because, you get to hear their stories and their background and what roles they played, upcoming roles, and know their personal life. Like FIFA, like you like to play FIFA on the video games and to play football and how you maintain your life and how you get your mind off of it. And it's a very important message to tell a lot of young actors out there to get your mind off of it once you audition and you just forget about it, right? It's hard. And I
Yeah.
know because when you audition for a role, you you can't stop thinking about it. Once you're done, you go home and you're thinking and you're thinking and you're thinking and you're thinking and you're thinking, right? And it's like you don't want to keep thinking about all day because that's how I'm just going to be honest. It messes your brain up, messes your spirit up. And that's, like you said, it's a good idea to play sports, play video games, and hang out with your friends to get your mind off of that until you get the role and, go from there. So that's a very
Yeah.
good, important message. Um, I appreciate you saying that. And I appreciate you coming on my show.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for having me. It's been good.
Yeah, you're very welcome, and I can't wait to have you back because I got to know what your next upcoming roles are. We got to talk
Yeah.
about that, of course. Unfortunately, I understand can't talk about it. It's okay. Um, and I was trying to get it out of you. I'm saying that again because I was hoping to say something. But um, we're definitely. Is it coming out this year? Can you just say that?
I think it's coming out next year.
Okay. So net we have to keep eye on it. Please
Yeah.
keep me updated, and thank you again for coming on my show. I look forward to talking to you again soon.
Of course. Thank you. Thank you too.
You're very welcome, and enjoy your day in England. I believe it's nighttime, right?
No, it's kind of evening almost.
Okay, it's
It's
morning.
6 p.m. here.
Okay, it's morning for me, but
Yeah.
I look forward to talking to you again soon, and look forward to having you back on my show. So thank you again.
You too. Thank you very
All right,
much.
have a good day. Bye
You
bye.
too.